Hello, hi, welcome once again to M5's new English language learning program. Let's speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV screen to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay. Well, let's learn English together. Now, do you remember our last lesson, Lesson 14? In Lesson 14, we looked at some countries and nationalities, learned some new countries and nationalities, and practiced asking and answering questions about where people come from and people's nationalities. We also learned about the possessive apostrophe S and used it to make sentences about possession. For example, when we say, "This is Gav's watch," we give information about the owner of the watch. This is Alfredo's car. Is it my car? No. Is it your car? No. The car belongs to Alfredo. It's his car. It's Alfredo's car. In Lesson 14, we also learned the names of some countries and the nationalities for those countries. So let's see some of the names from last lesson and some new names. Now, do you remember what we learned in Lesson 13? In Lesson 13, in the 13th lesson, we learned to ask some questions connected to countries and nationalities. Do you remember? Now, let's look at a couple of example questions and answers. Where are you from? I'm from the UK. Where is he from? He's from Hungary. Where are they from? They're from Australia. Good. Now let's look at the structure of the sentence. I'm from the UK. So we start with the person or thing, I, you, he, she, it. Then we use the verb to be, am, are, is. Then we use the word from, and then we say the place. Okay, easy. Let's practice that. Easy. The person, the verb to be, from, and the place. Okay. Now, what about the negative? Well, how do we make the negative version of the verb to be? That's right. We add the word not. Okay. So when we make a negative sentence with the verb to be, where do we put not? Do you remember? Here's a reminder. I am not, or I'm not. You are not, you're not, or you aren't. He, she, it is not. He's, she's, it's not, or he, she, it isn't. We are not, we're not, or we aren't. You are not, you're not, or you aren't. And they are not, they're not, or they aren't. Good. Okay, so back to the sentences with where. If we want to make the sentence, I'm from London, negative, what do? That's right. We add not after the verb to be. I'm not from London. Great. Easy as pie. Now, let's change the rest of the positive sentences into negative sentences. I am not from London. You are not from China. He is not from Belgium. She is not from Venezuela. It is not from Japan. You are not from Canada. We are not from Mexico. They are not from Poland. Okay, Fantastic. Now, you know what's next, don't you? Yes, that's right. We know the positive. We know the negative. Now, what about the question? Well, the question is easy too. Remember how we made a question with the verb to be? Do you remember what changes? That's right. The word order changes, like this. I am changes to am I. We are changes to are we. So, to change the sentence, she is beautiful, into a question, we change the word order. She is beautiful becomes is she beautiful? And then we add a question mark. Is she beautiful? So, show me the table. Am I? Are you? Is he? Is she? Is it? Are we? Are you? Are they? Simple. Okay. Now, let's take our sentence using where and from and change it into a question. Okay. Here's the answer. I'm from London. What's the question? That's right. Where are you from? Simple. Now, what about the answer, they are from Székesfehérvár? What's the question? That's right. Where are they from? Fantastic. Okay, another one. The answer is, she's from Caracas. What's the question? That's right. Where is she from? Magic. Now, let's use the information below to make positive and negative sentences and questions. Here's an example. Frankie Hoffman, to be, from, Canada. Okay, first the positive. Frankie Hoffman is from Canada. Now the negative. Frankie Hoffman is not, isn't from Canada. And the question? Is Frankie Hoffman from Canada? Okay, let's see that in a table. Terrific. So now we can make positive and negative sentences about where people come from, and we can ask people where they come from. Now, here's some information about me. Now, look at the information in the table. Look at my first three answers. Gav Duncan, Gav, and Duncan. Okay, so we know the answers. What are the questions you ask me? Question 1. What is your name? Good. What about question 2? What is your first name? Great. And question 3? What is your surname? Fantastic. Okay, we know name, first name, and surname. Now, what about the other information in the table? Well, 23rd November 1970 is a date, and London is a place. So, Which question words do you think we need? That's right. You there, man on the sofa. Good answer. We need when and where. Great. Now, 23rd of November 1970 is my date of birth. And London, well, that's my place of birth. Now, we have the answers. What about the questions? Okay, think about what we learned at the end of lesson 12. Do you remember? We learned how to ask some new questions. One of the questions was, where are you from? The other question was, that's right, where were you born? Okay, good. Now, which question do we need to get the answer, I was born in London? That's right, where were you born? And what about the other question, the one about the date? Well, think about it logically. The question we need is not where you were born, but when were you born? And if we remember the prepositions of time from lesson 4, do you remember Terry the squirrel? We learned that we use at for clock times, on for days and dates, and in for months, seasons and years. So, the answer is, I was born on the 23rd of November 1970. Great! So now we know the questions to ask. Great! Now that's all we'd have time for today. In the next lesson, in lesson 16, the 16th lesson, we'll look at question words again. Okay, I'm Gav Duncan and I'm from London. I'm not Winnetou and I'm not Michael J. Fox. I wasn't born in Zimbabwe, I was born in London. See you next time on M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. See you later. Bye.